Hi, I am Sujan. So in this video, we will be discovering all the transition states and stages, how a person who is using talcum powders goes through stages and reaches the designer perfumes. He became the lover of perfumes, the perfume enthusiast, the collector. Let's go through one by one, starting from transition state 0, stage 0, the annoying journey. The journey of a perfume lover starts around the age of 10. When we used to get ready for school, our mother used to dust us with our talcum powder. She used to put us powder on our all face, neck, and all. That was the first time we came in contact with the fragrance product. When we were kids, our father used to take us to the barber shop for a haircut. Then, after the haircut, he used to put some talcum powder around the neck, and that was the second encounter of fragrance product, that is the talcum powder. Without even realizing, we have entered the world of fragrance at the age of 10 or somewhere around that. Now it goes to state 1, the first purchase. Now you move to higher classes, let's say ninth or 10th, when you go to the market for vegetables with your father and you go to general store, then you bought some deodorants out of curiosity. That's when you came in contact with the first deodorant of your life. I think this is the first movement of a first stage when a middle class person came in contact with a deodorant or a fragrance product that we used to call perfume. We don't know that it is called deodorant. We used to call it a perfume. Let's apply perfume. Afterward, we moved to state 2, the state when we discovered the lasting in perfume. We used to apply deodorant and goes to school, then we observed that it didn't last it. We apply it when we are going in our school bus, then after reaching school, it's gone. Then we learned that it is something that actually lasts in a perfume. The concept of lasting came in our mind. Lasting discovering state, we discovered the lasting that there is something that actually lasts. So we switched from deodorant to perfume, that there is something missing. And that was the time we used to watch TV a lot. Then we used to see commercials. Someone saying, इसमें गैस नहीं इसमें लिक्विड है. And शाहरुख खान commercial, signature scent. So that was the time we discovered perfume, and we when we used to go to general store, we go to market, we picked the one that came in our mind, that is present in the shelf of the general store. That is how a person switched from a deodorant to a perfume that cost around 250 to 300 around. At that time, it used to cost 250 to 300. And I assume if a person is active on social media, they must be seeing ads. They used to see ads of Men's Company, Park Avenue. These were the some of the good fragrances that I used to like. Now the time moves and you leave your hometown, go to the college with the experience of budget perfumes. In college, many of you has budget of 5,000 per month, and many of the students lands in Delhi NCR. Specifically, the North area students lands in the Delhi NCR. So, major brands targets metro cities, and Delhi NCR is the one of the major city. Then they became the targeting audience of the brands. Now they are seeing advertisement from different brands, and because they have moved to the city for the college and they have also increased their budget. So now, खर्चा तो होगा. This is the first time when a person buys a perfume of 500. The person searches the perfume under 500, a perfume near 500, because this is the spend that he has in his entry of college, in his first year of college. Now the state 3 begins. Purchase to appeal. Now the person is buying to appeal the others. He is not buying for himself. He is buying to appeal the others, such as opposite sex. This is the territory of long-lasting beast mode compliment getter perfumes. This is the territory of these kind of perfumes. You have seen many brands those market as long-lasting beast mode, high projection compliment getter. So this is the territory of those kind of perfume. A person buys these kind of perfume in the state 3. Almost every middle class perfume lover goes through this stage. Not only this state, these all states that I am talking about are about a middle class perfume lover. So, this state 3 has long lasting beast mode and the complement getter perfume, also the affordable clone brands, specifically available on Amazon. A person explores those kind of perfumes and also the clone brands of India that are affordable. This is where we exist. This is where Los Angeles is. This is where we are working. This is the stage. This is the state where the Los Angeles is, where we exist as a brand. The student from earlier gets internship and get employed, starts earning. Then they transition to the another state. That is the state 4. State 4, the upgrade. Now you start spending 1000 and above and start exploring more dupes, more clones. This is the state when a person increased its spending in perfumes. Specifically, they explore online. They get sharper at spotting and analyzing dupes and clones. This is the state where Middle Eastern brands make their sales. This is the stage that convert normal perfume buyer into Middle Eastern fragrance customer. So here's the thing. All the brands that are in the territory of state 3 and 4 are still selling the clones. But the transition state 4 or the state 4 brands are working more on presentation, packaging, and the overall look of the perfume. And the newly earned money is drawn to shine and shiny things. That's why Middle Eastern perfumes are in the territory of state 4. They nailed in packaging, look, and overall presentation. They nailed it. And the state for also involve the decanting. A person who is buying Middle Eastern perfumes is also exploring decants of original perfumes or the designer perfumes so they can compare and analyze more that how accurate the clone is, how accurate the particular clone is, so they can feel the same. They're exploring decants of the original in this particular state. Now the final state. State 5. Becoming yourself. This is the last state. This is when you no longer want to impress anyone. You have understand the concept of lasting projection and the compliment. This is where you just want to be yourself. You stopped caring about the world because you have built your own. You have tried clones. You can see through the marketing and the actual concept of perfume. You can see through how a quality of a designer perfume differs from a clone, even with the expensive ones. If a clone is expensive, it doesn't mean it is going to beat the designer. Designer perfume cannot be at all beatable by any clone brand in the world. That's when it finally clicks, when the person start buying originals, dumping the dupes. They stopped using dupes and go to the designer ones, even if they own only two or three, but they only apply the originals because they understand the what original carries. Because by now they can understand the vision around the fragrance. They understand how this fragrance is built around, what this fragrance is trying to say. They can imagine a scene just by sniffing the perfume. They're understanding the storyline that is behind the perfume. And this is the complete journey of a perfume lover, from a talcum powder to affordable perfume to the affordable clothes to the Middle Eastern clothes to the designer perfume with decants. This is the whole journey of perfume lover explained in state 5. Some people hit the financial roadblocks and get stuck. They set aside their love and passion toward the perfume and work for their family. And some of them also stop wearing perfume together. And some who didn't quit, they became loyal to the budget friendly favorites, the one that always worked on them. I hope this video gives understanding and explanation of the journey of a perfume lover in states. Comment below the state that you are in and also comment your favorite perfume. Doesn't matter the brand, just comment the favorite perfume.